A drunk driver caused the crash. It left 6 people dead, including 3 men from Bremen. We've heard a lot about the accident in the past few weeks and those 3 men.
Tonight, the families of the 3 men who died are talking about what they're going through each day. Fox 28 Sports Director Dean Huppert joins us now with their stories. Dean?
Yeah, you know, this has been one that really touched me, some close friends of mine, and just tore up the whole community. But I think we've seen that it's gone through South Bend and up into Michigan and all across the country with where the phone calls and thank yous have come. Sure. You know, when tragedy strikes like it did the night of October 24th, people's lives change instantly. The 3 men killed are the obvious victims, but the ones left suffering are the friends and families still here. Last week, I sat down with 3 ladies, friends of mine, who were willing to share memories and talk about what they've gone through this past month.
I can't imagine doing this without the town. I mean, it's so hard now, but if I didn't have all these people backing me up, I mean, and, you know, helping, doing whatever they can.
They waited hours and hours to get in to tell stories and how he inspired them.
I had one parent say, you know, I was ready to give up on my son for baseball, and I was talking to Casey about it, and Casey said, no, just give him another year, he'll grow, he'll be into it, and then the next following year, you know, the child made All-Stars.
Good people put in a bad situation. Ladies like every community and family has. Molly and Dorian are young mothers. Mary Kay is a grandma who is proud to be Carrie's mom. When they received the call in late October, they didn't just lose their spouses and son, they all lost their best friend.
This summer we were talking that we'd never been to Washington, D.C. And he said, one day he said, Mom, you know, about 2 weeks school's going to start and I haven't been anywhere or done anything. You want to go? I said, sure. So we went for 4 to 5 days, I think it was. We had a great time.
You know, he didn't coach all sports, he coached a lot of sports, but if someone needed him to coach something, they'd call him up and he'd be like, oh, sure, great, I'll do that. You know, he just was always willing to coach the kids and be with the kids.
Known around the neighborhood, he was the one who played catch with all the boys and girls out front. Inside of that big, tough body, you know, was this kind-hearted, loving man.
The week before the accident, the Beesons and Millers both went to get their family photos taken. Now they cherish those as they figure out how to move on.
I have no regrets. You know, I kissed Chad goodbye that night when he left. We didn't take each other for granted.
We brought these children into the world, and now it's my job to take care of them. And yeah, I'd love to have Casey here with me, and that's not possible, but I know now the responsibility lies on me. And they still need to go to school, they still need to, you know, have baths at night.
All 3 ladies are proud of their men. Guys who loved kids, loved their family, and men who were willing to give of their time for others.
A big thing is not to take time for granted. You know, I never thought at this age that I would be a widow.
There's days I'm mad. There's days I'm sad. There's days that I'm numb. And there probably always will be.
Where do you draw your strength from? Where is it that...
The Lord.
Boy, 3 strong ladies
A
there.
lot of strength.
You know, and one of the things I took out of that, and when I'm going through the interview, it's, you know, you take work so serious, but they weren't talking about how these guys were defined at work. It's how they were at home and how they were as family men. And so, I mean, we can remember these guys. And tomorrow night coming up now, there was some good that came out of this. 2 guys actually survived. You know, 6 people tragically killed, but 2 guys lived, Rob Koffel and Dan Filchek. And here's a little preview of that story. Does it stink as bad for you as it does for me to even have to sit here and do this interview, to answer questions and stuff?
What makes me the sickest about that, Dean, is the fact that in that vehicle that night there was a sober person that should have been driving that vehicle. And if that sober person would have been driving that vehicle that night, you and I wouldn't be sitting here today. That's what bothers me the most.
You know, so a lot of lessons can be
difficult
learned,
for
and
them.
we'll have much more tomorrow night.
Hopefully people learn them. Because it's
We hope so. I mean, these 3 guys shared a lot and gave a lot to the community, and more lessons to be learned still.
Absolutely, Dean.